I'm Firefighter Alexander. I'll be your instructor today. We'll be going over extinguishers, but first I want to let the class know that to your back right here and to the front we have exits in case anybody needs to get up quickly. If you got a phone call, you need to attend to some business. If you have to go to the restroom, it's down the hall to your right. We also have a water fountain. We're all adults here, so let's just respect each other and try to exit the room quietly if you have to. This shouldn't take very long. We're just going to cover extinguishers and the basics of them. So a little bit about me. Can y'all hear me in the back? Y'all are good? Okay, thank you. A little bit about me. I came from a background in volunteer fire department, like most of you guys. Worked at Meridian Fire Department in the city here for about a little over 5 years. As a firefighter in the city, we used fire extinguishers a lot. We really did. You'd be surprised at their uses. Car fires, dryer fires, any small fire. Maybe there's a little bit of smoke coming, from your ductwork. Easy to take a pump can, easy to take a fire extinguisher. So we're going to go over these fire extinguishers and how to tell what they're used for, where to mount them on a wall, just basic functionality of them. So first up, we got Class A fire extinguishers. The Class A fire extinguishers use them on ordinary combustibles such as wood, paper, even on some plastics. Usually they'll shoot up to 75 feet or less. The Class A's, they're equivalent to 1.25 or 1.25 gallons of water. A lot of times the fire extinguishers, they're usually lighter than water. So whereas you can have a 2A, which is 2.5 gallons of water equivalent, or 4A, which is 5 gallons. 5 gallons of water is going to weigh somewhere around 40, 45 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. And it's a lot easier to just grab this extinguisher and go with it, when you need it. So that's what's handy about these. So that the A's are always like 1A, 2A, 4A, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now we're going to go to Class B's. Now, your Class B's are going to be for your flammable liquids. You're going to have a rating on them of like 10B, 40B, which is usually your square feet. Square feet's going to cover, just 10 square feet, that's really small. You're looking at like a wastebasket fire. 40 square foot, just a little bit bigger, maybe like a car fire, something, something small. You really wouldn't want to try to tackle a really big fire, unless that's all you had, of course. With the Class B's, they're identified, if you look at it, they'll be identified with a square a lot of times around the B. The A, I left this out a while ago, but the A will have a triangle. A lot of your A and B's, and even C's, they'll be on one, just like this extinguisher here. It's got an A, B, and C on it. Okay, so moving on to the C, Class C extinguishers use agents that do not conduct electricity. They're great for electrical equipment, computer fires, laptop catches on fire, plug-in, little wall outlet. You're charging your phone, your iPhone. Everybody's got them. These Samsungs caught on fire. A lot of these chargers, these wireless chargers, they catch on fire. Class C is great for that. A, B, and C will do it. They'll do it for you. And a lot of times you'll see a circle around the C, and that's how you know, say the A, B, and C's wore off, but you can see the shape. You got triangle, that'll be your A. Square for your B, which is square feet is how it's measured in extinguishers. So that's why the square is there. The C is for circle. Makes it obvious, easy for you. So you see a circle, it's C, circle C. But most of your extinguishers are going to be A, B, and C. They're all going to be together, just a good mixture. That way you can use them for most anywhere. Now there's other fire extinguishers that you may come across, and that's going to be further on in the chapter you go over. But you'll have D, Class D. It's going to be used on combustible metals. You got a lot of combustible metals in cars. You pop the hood of a car, you got a little fire on it. Well, your Volkswagens and a lot of vehicles, they're going to have magnesium. What happens when water hits it? You get a spark. So these Class Ds they're excellent for brake fires on a car, motor, on the motor. Just any kind of magnesium, metals, Class D is what you want to go to. And if you're looking for a symbol, it's going to be a star. So just look for the star, and that'll be the D. Now, there's another type that you may run across, and that's great for your combustibles like oils, greases, anything like that, fat, what you find in kitchens. So it's K for kitchen. Real common, real handy. So you got your A, your B, your C, your D, and your K. Now, A, B, C is going to be your most common. You're going to run across Ks. There'll be kitchens that have Ks they have to have them. Sometimes they'll be in a hood vent and they'll automatically disperse. But these extinguishers, they're very handy. Like I say, they're lightweight. They're easy to get to. And as far as mounting these, you want to make sure that if you're mounting an extinguisher that weighs less than 40 pounds, you don't want the top of it to be no more than 5 feet on the wall. If they're heavier than 40 pounds, then you don't want them over 3.5 feet. And the reason for that is obviously is because they're going to be heavier. When you go to get it, you're in a hurry, you know, you're going to be grabbing it and going. The kid may need to get it. You know, an older lady, elderly people, they might need to get to it. So keeping the height regulation in mind per your NFPA 10, which is for your fire extinguishers, that's going to be the ideal location. Top of it, 5 feet, if it's less than 40. If it's over 40, top is 3.5 feet. Now you may want to take some notes. Some of these are going to be on your test. But another key factor you need to keep in mind whenever you're dealing with extinguishers, if you're mounting them, they never need to be less than 4 inches. They don't need to be right on the ground. People will trip over them. They may become hidden. To keep these running good, obviously you want to make sure the pins are in, they're tagged, the date's proper on it. You've got a little gauge here. If it's in the green, obviously it's good, and if it's in the red, then obviously the extinguisher is going to need some going over inspecting. Another thing you want to look for is you want to check it out and make sure that there's no dents and dings and holes in it that it's punctured. You want to check your hose to make sure there's no frays and just any kind of punctures in it or anything that would stop it up. Maybe there's a dirt dauber nest built in it. You know, a lot of these extinguishers, they don't get checked out like they should. People just overlook them, but their uses are just vast. There's a lot of uses for an extinguisher. So do I have any questions? Any questions on this? Okay. All right, well, like I say, these extinguishers are very handy. A couple things that you want to remember. A, ordinary combustibles. B is going to be for your fuels, flammable liquids. C is going to be electrical. D is going to be, that's right, heard somebody in the back of the room, metals, combustible metals, that's right, magnesium. Really handy when it comes to a car fire, really handy. And then Class K. Class K is going to be great for that grease fire. You know how water goes to grease and the evaporation rate, it ignites. You just don't want water on grease. Class K is perfect for it. Well, that sums up the class. I appreciate your attendance. Like I say, there's going to be about a 5 to 10 question test coming up in the next 15 minutes. Go ahead and take a bathroom break. Thank you.